Solar comes with fantastic warranties. But what's warranty means in a solar industry?
How can someone who has existed for only 2 years can promise you 10 years of warranty, isn't it?
I would say a very important topic in here is how long is the installer in business.
I also see all these ads online promising me a free installation of solar panel. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Yuri, and this is Solar Samurai.
After helping families across the east suburbs of Sydney taking control of their energy bills, we saw the truth. Solar isn't just about panels. It's about peace of mind, protecting your home, slashing your bills, and giving you freedom from rising energy prices.
We're here to cut through the noise, expose the problems in the industry, and help you to make smart, clean energy decisions.
Ready to become a solar samurai? Let's go! Everyone likes a great warranty. Solar comes with fantastic warranties. But what's warranty means in a solar industry?
In this episode, we're going to cover warranty myth and what should you look out for. This topic is highly researched by people. Everyone is worried they're not gonna get enough out of their warranties. What does a customer need to look for?
Okay, great. By standard, from any installer in Australia, the system must come with 10 years of workmanship. Imagine someone coming to your house, electrician and his mate, he goes to you and say, hey, Yuri, here's 10 years warranty. What are you going to ask to him?
I'm probably gonna ask what is included in that warranty. That will be my main point.
Well, he's going to say to you that, oh, we are CEC approved, this and that. But then when you ask him, how long am I in business? And they might say, oh, we've been in business for a couple of years. And that doesn't mean much, right? So who is giving you 10 years warranty? They should be in business for at least, I would say maybe half of them, maybe 5 or maybe 10, right? So I would say a very important topic in here is how long is the installer in business? I think this is number one, and this is very key.
Great point you've raised. How can someone who has existed for only 2 years can promise you 10 years of warranty, isn't it? What would be the other warranties that I should look for in a quality installer?
Solar has a lot of regulation and legislation built around. So an important aspect of solar is the STCs or the rebates. So any installer, they only can claim their rebate if they use the certified products. So you don't need to worry much about the products itself because the installer want to get the rebate, so they are going to install the right product for you, at least a product that has a minimum of warranty. But the point there is the products, the panels, the inverters, they need to be installed according to the manufacturer guidelines. And oftentimes, I would say well over 50% of the installations, they don't follow some of those guidelines. You have some panels hanging over the edges of the roof. You have inverters installed too close to the wall, not respecting clearances. And then what happens is, you void all of the warranties. And then a system that was supposed to have, an inverter with 10 years warranty, you buy into a panel that has 25 years of warranty. But then in practice, you are relying on an installer that has 2 years in business, and that you're going to call him in a few years when your overhanging panels are having micro cracks. Hey, my system is not performing. Where is the installer? Where is the warranty?
The warranty will be void in this case. It's very important to maintain standards that were set by the manufacturers of these products in order to preserve that warranty. And speaking about the warranties, it is not well known that different products have different warranties. I mean, there are so many solar panels that the customer can choose or we can install. Even between them, there will be differences in terms of number of years they can generate electricity, number of years the performance will be acceptable, and other things. Also, if you consider inverters, they also come with different warranties. Something like Solar Edge might go all the way to 12 years. Something like Sig Energy might go all the way to 10 years. So you need to consider these warranties as well.
Absolutely. Important to emphasize here that those warranties, they come from the manufacturer, right? So you have panel manufacturers offering 25 years warranty. You have those inverter manufacturers offering 10, 12 years warranty. But those warranties are not covered inside the 10 years workmanship, because those are product warranty and the workmanship doesn't cover that, right? So just to make it clear for the homeowner, when you buy into the 10 years workmanship, if you have a problem with the inverter, the installer, the two-man band, they might charge you for a call-out service to come back and replace the inverter that is under warranty, right? And then you might be surprised with another $300, $500 fee for replacing the inverter that you thought that was warranted, right? So very important to emphasize that. There is some industry leaders, they top it up the warranty, right? So because as we clarifying that 10 years workmanship, it's a very easy way for installers to just say, in simple words, that doesn't mean much. Right? That's very hopeless, the 10 years workmanship, right? So what you want, some industry leaders, they top it up their warranty, which could be called, for example, in Solar Run, we give 5 years full component, right? And that cover any issue at all. It can cover any switch breaker, it can cover any wiring issue, it can cover panel. If we have one panel that for some reason didn't go right in the manufacturing process, we simply come and replace that specific panel. The inverter, if you're not lucky enough to have a proper inverter and you had a issue there, we can come and replace the inverter at no cost, right? The average installer, they would be charging you for any of these extra touch-ups.
The way I like to explain to customers is 10-year workmanship means if a screw comes loose and your installer is still around, they might come and fix it. If your inverter goes out of service, nobody is coming to help you. You're on your own.
Just quickly, if you are still overpaying for power, Solar Run Maroubra helps homeowners taking control with premium solar systems installed by local experts, no shortcuts, no stress.
Book your free, no obligation solar consult today using the link in the show notes. Save money, power your future, own your energy.
Now back to the episode.
Tommy, I also see all these ads online promising me a free installation of solar panel or something around lines of there's a new South Wales program, get solar for free. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's a joke, right? It is just another marketing hook. We're very familiar. We've been in business for a good decade now. We gotta be smart to understand that we are dealing here with our own home, right? It's millions and millions invested. It's your biggest asset. Would you trust those free? Is that a free trip? We live in one of the most expensive countries in the world. Who is going to pay for proper installation? Who is going to pay for quality equipment? It just doesn't make sense. You see, obviously there is rebates, but what these guys sometimes they are trying to do, and especially right now, because we have a big major battery rebate coming together, right? So what you are going to find is some people is going to just, get the cheapest batteries that you have, and they are going to install them and just claim their rebate. And then what happens is you are going to have a crap battery in your house for the 20 years to come. You might be able to get a free battery with this new program, and then how the installer are going to get paid, they are going to get paid from the rebate exclusively, but then you end up with a crap unit in your house, and that's going to create trouble in the future. That's what's the free deal.
I hope it covers most of the points that you need to be aware of when it comes to being familiar with the warranties. But Tommy, as a homeowner, what should I ask an installer if I want to determine what kind of warranties do they offer?
Yuri, about warranty, as we mentioned, the industry is very consolidated and most of the warranties, they're very standard. So I would say around the kingdom of warranty, you should actually be asking about the company. You should be asking, how long is the company being in business? What's the Google reviews? Can you give us some good cases? You should be asking about how is the integrity of that specific company, because the warranties are going to be there. The issue we have here is how you'll be able to use those warranties. My best question for any homeowner that is watching this, that should be asking for someone selling them solar systems, is about the integrity. How long companies be in business? What are the good results you have? I think for me, that's number one. What other questions would you ask for the solar installer?
I would ask also if they're going to come around if the issue is happening in the battery or in the solar panel or inverter, or are they going to let me hang out and dry?
That's key. That's definitely key as well, right? Obviously, this is a personal thing, right? So you are going to be dealing with someone. Hopefully, you are dealing with someone involved in the business. This is another important topic, right? Because sometimes you're just dealing with a salesperson, and that salesperson might be off, 3 months, they're not there anymore, right? So it's good. I agree with you. It's good for in that conversation that now we know it's important to have. In that conversation, asking to them about what kind of support they offer beyond that 10 years of workmanship.
That's it for the episode, guys. I hope you have a bit more clarity in terms of warranties. If you still have any questions or there is something that we haven't covered, please drop a comment down below and we'll be glad to answer that. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning to Solar Samurai.
If you got value from this episode, the best way to support the show is by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you never miss out on an episode. You can also connect with us on Instagram at Solar Run _Maroubra.
See you in the next episode.